And we are live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Monday night. I'm just going to call this Monday Night Madness with Maddie and Steve. So, no, in all seriousness, welcome to tonight's special broadcast. It's very similar to our regular night. We're just going to
She frozen to you, Maddie?
Yeah.
Okay. Want to make sure I wasn't the only one.
Oh, then there was two.
Okay. I guess she logged in and logged out.
See if she comes back.
Yeah, hopefully. Else it's going to be you and me.
All right. Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, I don't know what happened. My computer just completely crashed.
All right.
Sorry about that.
Anyway,
Anyway, what were y'all saying?
We were just getting worried we were gonna have to do it without you, and
Yeah.
that's pretty much it.
Oh, I would have been totally fine with that. I've been like, y'all have at it, have fun. Let me know how it's Well, very cool. All right, so go ahead and just continue your conversation. I will pick up where we left.
We didn't even start, but if you want, I can start.
Oh, did it not even like make an announcement? I started rambling and everything.
No. It didn't even, nope.
Dang it. Okay,
Yeah.
take two. Buddy, to the Lucky Ones podcast. I'm joined by our returning guest, Miss Maddie Walker. Welcome. And our new to the show tonight is Steve Fernandez out of New
York Tri-State Arm Wrestling.
From New York Tri-State Arm Wrestling. We're very excited to have them both here with us tonight. And so yeah, take it away, Steve.
So I just want to give a shout out to James Reed and all the guys, honestly, that put this together. Chuck Bardo, Michelle Dugan, that we just did the 10th annual New York State Championships. Maddie was there. She did absolutely phenomenal. She went up against Callie. Callie's a hell of a puller, too, as well. I did the super matches the night before. I don't know if you guys got to take a look at the super matches, but they were so good.
Yes.
They were really good. I knew they were going to be good. You know, we had national champions against national champions. We have had, grudge matches there that they've been wanting to pull. So it was really good, and I think match of the night was Wade Wade Roberts and Aiden LeMay. They did an absolutely phenomenal job. And also too it was very hard to pick between Garrett Tupper and John too as well, because they did an absolute phenomenal job hitting back and forth 8 or 9 times when they had their match. But yeah, really a shout out to James Reed. Also shout out to Ian Carnegie for hooking me up with this shirt, man. He's always such a great guy. Always hook me up with this gear, man. This new black and gold is just on top. Love it. I'm all about it. Love it, love it, love it. Can't wait to get my hat. The medals that we got this 10th annual New York State Championships, they were absolutely phenomenal. They were so nice. Maddie, I know you got one in gold, which was even better. Yeah. Absolutely beautiful. And then also shout out to Michelle. They just came out with their new shirts. Their shirts are so nice, so great. I'm loving the purple, loving the black scorpion. She does a great job. Yeah, honestly, it was I want to say it was so packed in there. There were so many good pullers in there, top-notch pullers, great wars back and forth for the super match and the 10th annual New York State Championship. So they did an absolutely phenomenal job. I don't know if you girls want to say anything about the New York State Championships before I actually open up.
Saw a couple matches. I saw the live. I mean, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Like, I get up to New York halfway there, but I tend to go south. But I would love to head north, really check out some of your events. Heard nothing but good things and seen nothing but good things. So definitely on my to-do list.
Yeah. Definitely got to check out at least one of the events. You know what I mean? Just for the experience, the free food. If you come in first, you get $100 automatically. You know what I mean? The awards are always phenomenal, you know, and we always have top-notch pullers there. We always have like a special guest, which is like Wayne Withers, or you mean, so it's always going to be something nice, always something great to go to. You know what I mean? What I do have to say is the rest did an absolutely phenomenal job. Bart Woods was there. Chuck Barta was there. John was helping out too as well. Steve Walker was also there too. He does absolutely phenomenal job, always reffing too as well, and a great puller too. But yeah, they had a really great job. James always does. Michelle's also too. She was doing a great job too as well. The place, I've never been there. The fair. The fair is like a small city. That was like, honestly, right, Maddie? Like, what did you think of that? Because
It was huge. I
yeah,
like was texting my friends. It's like Coachella,
yeah,
just like New York. Like my mom and sister dropped me off. It took 3 hours for them to find parking. Like
yep,
it was so crazy.
yeah,
But it
yeah,
was really cool. It was really cool.
yeah. I actually owe you, Devin, and your mom dinner and lunch for that day because I was so fucking hectically big. I was pulling 154, 176 when I didn't even sign up for 176. I only signed up for 170s novice, so I was pulling left and right and everything. But now, honestly, I'm happier I did, just for the fact that that shows me that I can pull 176, and I'm just gonna stay when I'm losing too much weight, and I did, and I keep on doing this, and I just don't bring the power with me. I could feel it, and I felt it, the difference. I pulled the same guys that I pulled to the Battle of the Beach, beat them at the Battle of the Beach, pulled them now when I was 158, okay, and at the Battle of the Beach I was 168. Pulled them here after I lost my weight and everything else, and lost to every single guy that I went to at the Battle of the Beach. So that just tells me right now, keep my weight, keep the way it was at 168, um, build up a little bit more muscle, you know. Besides that, you know, get a little bit more, get some more strength, to get some more technique in. I mean, it's really what it is. You know, it's really what I have to do instead of just losing the weight, dropping the weight, and thinking that it's going to be, you know, it doesn't make the difference. I just have to. I'm stronger with my weight instead of just losing the 10 or 12 extra pounds. I'm not bringing my power with me at all at the 154 class, and at the 176, I'm at least, I feel that much more, and that shows me that at the Battle of the Beach, if I beat him at 168, and then I'm going down to 154 and plus the 3 pound clothing allowance, 157, let's just say in general, and I get beat like I got beat yesterday, that just shows me that much. That just shows me right there that I'm not bringing my power with me, and I'm more powerful at a higher weight class, and I'm just going to do it like that.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's the difference, honestly, that, you know, I'm still feeling out what type of weight class I should be in, what's more comfortable, what I'm more powerful at, and everything else. And I'm just going to stick at. I'm going to start doing 176 left and right, amateur, novice, whatever they have. The 170 novice, like they always usually have. But yeah, great times, great place, great venue. It was crazy because I don't know if you girls heard, but they had almost like a shootout at the fair, at the what was it called? The Rick Ross concert, whatever it was. So we were walking over there, and while we were walking over there, I'm sitting there and watching all these police starting to run over. I'm sitting there going, "What the fuck is going on?" About 5 or 6 police run over. Uh, you know those little quads that they had, the little cop quads that they had there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One comes from the back to the right, the other one comes from the back to the left, and I'm sitting there going, "What the fuck is going on?" And all of a sudden, it was like, you ever seen Walking Dead before?
Yeah.
It was like a swarm of people literally coming in like crazy. It was like it was like 2 swarms, 4 swarms, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? And then literally instead of walking towards it, started walking away from it, and then people started screaming. I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, what's going on? They're like, gunshots, there's a shooter that's active that's at the Rick Ross concert. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? So we started running back and we started hearing the screams. So we were like, yeah, no, we're leaving. So we left. But then I got a message from Garrett Tupper. He's like, you're on Channel 9 News, bro. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, you're literally walking away from the gun shooting, whatever happened there at the fair. He's like, and then he's like, the only reason why I knew you is because it was said Fernandez on the back of your jersey. I was like, no shit. He's like, yeah. I was like, oh my God. So I couldn't even believe it that I guess they were there filming the whole thing or whatever it was. But yeah, it was a little insane for a second. I felt I was a little afraid for a second to see what the hell was going on because the people were running and screaming for their lives. And I was just like, first I was just like, what I was wondering what's going on with the cops. And then I seen like a group of people run out and I was just like, well, probably somebody like tripped over somebody, whatever it was. And then it was just like a literally Walking Dead swarm of people screaming. I was like, this is fucking ridiculous. We got the fuck out of there. From what they said though, wasn't even a shooting. Nobody shot anything there. It's under investigation. But what the officers, the sheriff said that there's no shooting in there. They never found anybody shot. They didn't see any slugs or anything like that. So it's weird. It's just very weird to go through that, and then nothing happened. I mean, I don't know if it was true or not. I think they found it's under investigation, like they said. We'll see.
Right. All right.
Crazy.
So, I know we were talking about names before. I think it's going to be F word Fernandez. It's going to be your arm wrestling.
Am I dropping the F word too much? I didn't even notice.
The first one's free, man, and you're up to like $30 if we do like $5 a pop.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't even notice it. I don't even notice it at all whatsoever. So I'm gonna say I'm sorry and my apologies from anybody that I disrespected out there. I'm not trying to. It just comes off just the way I come off. So, but if you guys look at all my podcasts that I'm on or all my tournaments, anything that I announce, I'm always like that. So no disrespect to any of the ladies on here, Lucky or Maddie. I love you girls to death. I mean, so please, anybody out there. I show respect to all women out there. You guys know that. So
For sure.
but that's my bad. I'm sorry if I do. I don't even notice it. So I'm sorry. I swear I don't even notice it.
Yeah.
But
and said Steve is the man. Yes, he is. Hello, Cameron. Welcome in. Never get into anything when you're wearing your name on your shirt, is what Casto says. Very true. Paul in the chat. Hello. And then Aiden LeMay, welcome in.
Nice.
Joined us.
Are you the only one that could see this?
It's on YouTube right now, so I have my laptop over here that decided to crash.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. I don't have that really cool pro stream that lets you see like the comments. I'm thinking about upgrading to the pro stream.
You don't even have to. Just use Restream. It's free and it shows all the comments and everything right on the side.
Okay, that's
it's
cool.
called Restream. That's what me and Dan use is a Restream, and I know he doesn't pay for it. Yeah. I know he ain't paying for it. So, and I know you can see the comments and all the messages right on the side.
Is there a limit to having links to the people who are allowed to be on it?
No, I don't think so because we had up to, I want to say almost 9 people at once one time. Yeah. So.
Does it have like a backstage like the pro stream does? Like.
Say again?
Does it have like a backstage to where like you can bring people on or they can like sign in and then you bring them into the show?
Yep.
Ooh, good to know. Because I know he does Facebook and
YouTube.
I just figured I had to pay for it. So
nope.
We might be switching over.
Yeah, Restream. I know he's always about saving money and stuff, so that's why he's good at doing that. So I know for a fact he's probably got that for free or it's next to not. It's probably most likely definitely for free because I don't. He's never said that he had to pay for anything. I remember one time he told me that he was like, "Yeah, no, dude, it's free and everything else." And I was like, and I was trying to use that for my streaming through Facebook, but I can't use that for my phone. Like the audio or something like that doesn't pop up Restream for my Android. So I have straight from Facebook for my Android when I live stream like any of my events or anything like that. Gotcha. That's the only thing that I know.
Oh, No, actually, Dan says he does pay for his restream.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
What do you pay, Dan? Don't lie.
Right.
Don't lie, Dan.
He's calling you cheap, Dan.
Yeah, I am. I am 100%, Dan. You know I know you're cheap. But he's a very good form of saving money, which that's what I love about him. You know what I mean? So
This is 20. So
he said it's what?
20 a month.
20 a month? That's nothing. That's less than $1 a
But
day.
more expensive than what I pay for Zoom, but you can't see the comments on Zoom. So it's
That's what I'm saying.
$5 more to see the Zoom. Or y'all get to see the chat. Oh, I have to compare Restream and the studio one and see which one. Because I know with both of them the guests can see the comments and all that. So.
Yeah, I like that. I like when you can see everybody there, what they're saying and stuff.
For sure. For
Yeah.
sure.
Or who's on or who's tagging on, you know?
Right. So we kind of all wanted to come and just kind of talk about we have the M spot out in Montana. It has is doing a team challenge with the tri-state arm wrestling. And so New York is actually going over to Montana the week of October 26th. They're gonna do some team super matches. And I know there's a lot lined up. There's sponsorships going on, raising money to get the teams out there. There's a lot of promotional opportunities for people who are interested in getting like their name out there, their business. They have some amazing tiers that they're doing to really just spread the word about this. They're recording everything that they're doing. They got a huge house, basically treating the athletes VIP amazingness. Super excited about it. Kind of the downside to it was Miss Maddie had a super match lined up. She was going out with the team, and unfortunately that fell through. So y'all want a little bit about that?
Yeah. We want to start, Maddie? Do you want to? Because I can go on for days.
Uh, Yeah, I could do like a little short something. Yeah, so I was when Steve reached out to me about the opportunity, I was really excited. As most of you know, like I just got out of college, coming back into the sport. The last big tournament I went to was IFA Worlds about 3 years ago, so it's been a while. I was really looking forward to this because I think it would be a huge opportunity, and it's like you said, like cameras gonna be everywhere, getting your name out there, and like I just love the sport so much. So I've been training for it for a good like 2 months now, and when Steve messaged me saying that there was no women for me to pull, I was really
We had
discouraged.
3 women lined up.
Yeah.
3 women
So
lined up from Montana and Canada, and Maddie was willing to take anyone on at any time. Didn't matter what the weight was or anything like that. Go on, Maddie. I'm sorry to cut you off.
yeah, no, you're good. So I was training with my partners and my training partners and my coaches, and it's just a bummer. It's unfortunate because I feel like anyone reach out to me for a challenge match, either they're too experienced for me or not, and they just came into the sport and just want to get on the table in front of cameras, I would. So it's kind of like upsetting, but yeah. So hopefully we can find another woman and we'll get the ball rolling.
I want you to do me a favor, Maddie. Could you pull up those 3 ladies that we had that were supposed to pull?
Like their names.
Yeah, message them to me. Because my phone went
Okay.
into the water in the jacuzzi last night, so I had to get a new phone. A lot of the messages went to shit and the Airbnb. My bad. So I can't.
If you plug it
I don't have
out,
any of the videos that I had from you last night. Anything like that. The phone went in the water, so I had to get a new phone.
all good. If you
Yeah.
want to start going and I'll get all these names for you, I can.
Say
We
again.
just we just text a lot, so I have to go all the way up.
All right. Yeah, I
So
know. I know we do.
No.
One main particular name that I can say that I'm going to say that I remember in specific was Peyton Pickering. We had everything set up for her. Everything was supposed to be good. All the matches was all lined up, and all of a sudden, we get a call from Mabel saying that Peyton Pickering is no longer going to be available. Reason being is because she's at a lighter weight, which she was about 160 or 170 or 160 pounds or something like that. Not at a 154-pound class. When you're a 155-pound plus class, you're willing and you should be willing and open to pull anybody. That's going to be between 155 plus. That means 165, 175, 185, 195, 200, 215, 220. It's up. You're making the decision to pull that class. Why? Because you're in that class. If not, you don't want to pull anybody that's in a lower weight class, no problem. Stay at your 154. Start making that 154, and that's what it is. But if you're going to be in a higher weight class, then you have to start pulling people that are worth pulling. Or what are you just picking who you're going to, oh, you know what? I can beat her. I can beat her. What's the point of this sport if you know you're going to beat them? Plain and simple. That's number one. Number two, I don't understand what's going on with Montana or Canada in this whole world with the arm wrestling world all around here. We don't have one lady, not one girl that's willing to pull Maddie anywhere around here between Montana to Canada or around there. That's what the arm wrestling world is telling me right now. From Mabel, that's what I got. I'm going to be honest with you. I find that absolutely ridiculous. I already found Maddie here, somebody yesterday while we were at the tournament, literally. So if I can do that, I'm sure some girls can be literally ready to go, ready to do this. You know what I mean? And I just don't understand why you're not. If you're in that 165, 175, 185, 195, if you're going up a girl that's going to be anything higher or anything lower that's not going to be in that 154 class, that's what you signed up for. That's what you're pulling for. These are the reasons why you're pulling these classes, is because in general, let me tell you something. I know for a fact if I brought up somebody to Maddie and they were whatever it was, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 pounds over whatever Maddie was, she would pull them. If she was in the same category, class, weight does not matter. Reason being is because if you're a good enough puller, you should go up to the table and pull them. That's just what it is. So it's just, I give you a lot of props, Lucky, because you pull Maddie. You pull her left, you pull her right. You're willing to do whatever it takes. Why? Because that's what a fucking puller's, sorry, that's what a puller's supposed to do. Plain and simple. And I respect you a lot for that. Why? You know what's going to happen in one hand, but you know what's going to happen in the other, though, too. You know what I mean? So we know this. She's got her right. You got her left. You know what I mean? I know this. You know what I mean? I've seen it before. I just saw it recently. You know what I mean? But people aren't even open to try to even see if they can. What is the point of you pulling then? What are you even pulling then? You know what I mean? You got to get out there. You got to, and it kills me because we had lined up of, I think it was Victoria Street, Layla Cornelson. That was another one that was supposed to be lined up for, and we didn't even get an answer back from either one of those. You know, we just got a no from Peyton Pickering, and it was over. You know, it's just, it bothers me so much that you try to put these matches together with these ladies or these men or these guys or whatever it is, and then when you try to, it's more like, no, I don't, you know, I don't think it's gonna. What are you pulling for, man? You know what I mean? That's the reason why we're calling you out, is because we think that you have a chance with them. If we didn't think so, there's no reason. I wouldn't even call you out. You know what I mean? But if there's a reason, if you're there, if you're pulling and you're I'm pretty sure she even came back from Wall recently. You know what I mean? So, or from Greece or something like that. So from pulling in a national championship, you're at a national level and you're not going up against somebody that just started again and started rebooting it then about 2, 3, 4 months ago. That doesn't make any sense to me. It really doesn't, you know? So, but, yeah, you know, that's what I got for people to know and for people to understand, you know. Maddie's here to pull. Not only is she here to pull, but this is going to be a $500 swing. It's going to be a bet. So anybody that's here to pull Maddie, this is going to be a $500 bet that she's pulling for. Right hand, and we'll see what you can do. If you're willing to pull her, you're willing to win $500. And if you're not willing to pull her, then obviously you're not even in the game. You shouldn't be even pulling. This is a sport that, you know, that anybody and everybody should be in, and should be pulling as much as they can to make sure that we find the best of the best so they can pull the best of the best. This is what it is, you know? So I don't know. To me, it's a little ridiculous. You know, we're going to be in a casino. It's a great venue. There's going to be food there. It's going to be a whole process of taking pictures, video recording. We're going to a mansion. We're going to a hot springs. You know, this is a whole thing that we're trying to do here. I'm calling out all the girls from Montana, all the girls from Canada, and everything, that anybody and everybody that's out there. I'm throwing $500 in your face to get this done, and to see if you can even get this done. I know Maddie's going to beat you. I know this. I know this. You know this. You mean I feel bad for you, but the fact that that you can't even go up to the table to actually say, you know what, I'm gonna see what I have. That's what the problem is here. That's what the problem is here. You know what I mean? So, but it is what it is. You know what I mean?
Like, sorry to interrupt. It's like the big thing is like, so the first time I arm wrestled Lucky, it was in, I forget what tournament it was at, but
We were in Pennsylvania for
yes,
the.
Pennsylvania. I just get in the car and I go. But we were in Pennsylvania
Is this
and
nationals? Was this a long time ago? Is that when I met you, Lucky?
Yeah, this is when we've met June 30th.
Recently.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
So it was at
yeah.
nationals. It was at nationals.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that tournament was the first time I pulled Lucky and the first time I met her in person too. And I took her right hand and I just pulled her recently, like 2 weeks ago. And holy crap, she has improved so much. I like said that to her right away. I was like, holy crap. Like that's the biggest thing is like I played college softball and like obviously been arm wrestling for a little bit. And like you have to lose to win. Like to have to learn. Like you have to lose. And that's so hard is because like I would talk to my training partners and be like, okay, like when's the last time you lost? And I was like, right hand, a long time. Worlds was the last time I lost, and that was 3 years ago. But no, Merlene was the last time I lost. But besides that, that's been like 2 summers ago, 3 summers ago. So I haven't really lost in a while. So I don't know what I have to technically work on until I just lost my first match this weekend. And I was like, okay, we're not doing that anymore. We're going back to what I used to do. So like you have to lose to get to better. Like you have to lose to get better. And
Mhm.
I think that's what's so frustrating about this whole thing is because like you're already like putting that negativity that you might lose in your head and then you're not even like giving yourself a chance and that's frustrating but
If you don't lose, you're not going to grow. Plain and
exactly
simple. You need to lose to learn to grow. That's just the way it is. You know what I mean? The same thing when it happens into business, same thing when it happens with everything. You need to learn. That's just the way it is. And in the beginning, I was like, I can't do this. I thought I was strong. I can't even win a fucking match. I was like, I can't do this. I'm just getting, and then afterwards, I was like, you know what? I just found my lane at the beach. I just found my lane. I started winning matches. And I was like, you know what? I started winning matches up against bigger guys. I was dropping down to 154 and I was losing every single match. And I was like, I think I won maybe 2 or 3 matches. That's it. And I was sitting there going, this is ridiculous. Maybe a little bit more. I mean, I'm garbaging myself really right now, but still, general like it's I wanted to win a lot more, but I lost so much. You know what I mean? And that's when I found my niche. That's when I found my lane. So you got to lose in order to win. That's what it is. You have to make sure you have to learn that, or else you're never gonna get better if you don't go up against the best. Just what it is.
I
So,
agree and yeah,
um,
that's what's frustrating.
Canada, calling out the women in Canada, women in Montana.
Montana. Mhm.
Um, so, because we're getting a bunch of comments for suggestions about people who are local or over there in the mountain and East Coast or West Coast range. Um, what do y'all say? Like, do they have to be from Canada or have to be from Montana based on?
At least close to that area, so
Okay,
we can have one of them against one of us because we wanted to make sure it's like the tri-state arm wrestling. So it's
right,
going to be around the tri-state or the closest states around the tri-state. So we don't want to break it up too far. Like I
right,
can't grab anybody from Canada, you know what I mean? But they can't grab anybody from New York either. You know what I mean? So vice versa, with same thing with them. We wanted to be as close as possible to Montana. Doesn't have to be Montana, doesn't have to be Canada, but it would be great if they were from, that or surrounding areas. So
right.
yeah, really.
So, ladies, $500 on the line. Jolene Anderson is out that way. Katie Hankey was mentioned in the comments as well. Lexi Deerfield, out of Minnesota. So, there's there. So, ladies, if this tickles your ear and this is something that you want to take on the challenge of, if you're available, around October 26th. The date of the actual match is October 26th, correct? And you guys are going out there a little
Yeah,
bit early.
we'll be there the 24th, 25th. This is all going to be face off too. So just ladies, just so you know, if you're willing to pull Maddie, this is all going to be live stream and it's going to be a almost like a reality show from my end and through Mabel too as well. Their filming productions are pretty much like ESPN and the UFC's from what they told us. So they're very high end production, um,
Mm-hmm.
and they will be doing face offs, interviews, and as well as the $500 bet, and also depending on if and I know Maddie's a right-handed puller, so this is going to be a right-handed match. Just to let all the ladies know out there, and yeah, too as well. This is something that could put you on the map more than you already are. If people don't know who you are and you want them to know, just so you know, there's 30,000 followers that are on Mabel YouTube. So people will see, people will realize who you are, and maybe want to pull you, put you in a super match. I'm in one of those people. I look at all these tournaments literally to scout everybody out and to pull myself. So when I go there and I see these guys, yesterday, I want to at least 7 or 8 different guys came up to me and asked me for a super match. Reason being is because, one, they know I treat my guys great. They know they're going to get great awards. They know that they love the way I do my production and everything like that. And of course, anybody and everybody wants to be in a super match, but you got to make them good. You got to make sure it's going to be a battle. It's going to be a war. I don't want you to take a super match on because you think you're going to beat somebody. I want you to not know, to make sure it's going to be a war. That's what I want. You know what I mean? I want you to prove, to see that you can see if you can actually beat. And same thing with Maddie. I don't want somebody to, oh yeah, I'll jump in, but she's probably going to beat me. I don't want that type of girl to go up against Maddie. So if that's what you're thinking, just to take the 500, just go. I don't want you on there. I want you to be all the way in to thinking that you are going to beat Maddie. I know you're not, but in general, that's what I want you to think. You know what I mean? Because that's the type of war that I want, plain and simple. You know what I mean? That's the same thing that happened with Garrett and John. Same thing that happened with Aiden and Wade. Same thing that happened with Sergio and Ethan Sherritt. You know what I mean? Same thing that happened with Matt Bush. And Matt Bush actually came in out of nowhere. It was supposed to be David Nicobots at my super match, you know what I mean? And Tim Clark. Ended up being Tim Clark and Matt Bush. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I thought Matt Bush was going to run over Tim Clark. Tim Clark took him to school. And it was a battle of Tim having a little bit more experience. Matt was strong, very strong, and he hits very hard. So it was a very good match. But in general, and even Matt said, he goes, there was small little tweaks and turns that pros do that he knew that made him win that match. And that's what, you know what I mean? That's what makes a match. You know what I mean? But yeah, shout out to all those guys too. Roger Learned, Bigfoot. Man, everybody had a phenomenal match. And I love super matches, man. I love putting them together. If they're going to be good, great. I love putting them together. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I want somebody to go up against Maddie that's going to be worth, actually doing something. You know what I mean? Because that's what it's all about.
Agreed.
Yeah,
and I think, we saw a lot this past couple of days of what happens when you have two eager opponents who are ready to go, and then stuff outside of their control prevents a super match from happening on a big stage in a pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
This is just an opportunity to kind of rectify that situation and giving us another female match to look forward to. And so we need to be as proactive as female arm wrestlers as possible to take up these opportunities, whether or not we believe what the outcome could be. Because you don't know. You don't know what the outcome is going to be. I mean, Steve does, but us mere mortals, we don't know what's going to happen. And so I think,
Want to hear something funny? Speaking of that you were just saying, actually, Sergio goes up to me and I told him right before we were at Paul Cruz's party at the barbecue, and he goes, what do you think is going to happen? He goes, I'm going to beat him, right? I said, you're going to beat him left. He's going to beat you right. He goes, what? I said, that's what I'm thinking. I said, it's going to be a war. Don't get me wrong. Both you guys, left and right. I said, but I think that's the way it's going to go. He goes, seriously? I was like, yeah. He goes, and he got a little upset. He walked back to his car, whatever else. Oh, and a shout out to, I'm sorry, Cam Dennett and Caleb Johnson. Caleb Johnson, 16 years old, went up against Cam Dennett. Cam Dennett beat him. They had a hell of a war. We're going to set up another super match in the future with Caleb and left arm with Cam Dennett. But great match too, man. I don't want to forget about them too, because we just talked about everybody except for those two. So I just want to shout out them. I don't want to think that I forgot about them. But yeah, in general, I just want a girl that's gonna be able to pull Maddie and give her a run for her money, not to be easy or anything like that. And look, I have somebody that's in my back pocket if the ladies don't come to the table, which I shouldn't have to do this. I shouldn't have to bring somebody from my side to bring them to Montana. I shouldn't have to do that. You know what I mean? Plain and simple reason being is because there's plenty of really good pullers from Montana or Canada that should step up to the plate today or within the next whatever it is and say, I'm taking that 500. It's if you think you're good enough, step up to the plate, pull Maddie on the 26th, and see what you have. You know what I mean? Because honestly, I don't see the reason if you're going to be in that weight class that's going to be anything between 155 plus to whatever, because it's whatever it is. You know what I mean? You're going to have to pull somebody that's going to be bigger than you, no matter what. If you're going to want to get to that next stage, you know what I mean? If you're going to want to get to that East versus West, if you're going to want to get to that wall, if you're going to want to get, if you want to, if not, and you want to keep on pulling the way you're pulling and just collect awards here and there and stay in the same class, so that's up to you. But in general, step up to the table, ladies. It's time. It's time.
Fair enough. May, you got anything you want to say, boo?
I think my last thing I want to say is how, like, what Steve kind of just said, like, piggyback off that is like Sarah Blackman and Gabby aren't the same weight, but those are like the best two women's arm wrestlers. So like, they pull each other all the time. So like that's what people I think need to think about is like you're in an open class, you're in the 156, you can't pick and choose of who you're gonna pick. If you go to the world stage, you can't be like, oh nope, she's 176, can't pull her. Like you can't do that. If she's in your class, you have to pull her. And that's at the end of the day that's it. But yeah.
Right.
And I guess people are gonna try to come after this $500 because Steve is putting a huge target on my back. I'm about to go work out now.
This is the reason to do this, to make sure everybody has it.
So, like, have that motivation, like somebody's going to hear that and want to have motivation that motivates you. And then both you ladies are going to have an amazing match because of it, because of the motivation behind it. And, and that's what female arm wrestling is all about, is the motivation to get across from a worthy opponent and do your best when you come to the table every single time, because when I pull you right-handed, I 100% knew what was going to happen. Left-handed, the first match, like it lit a fire under me. I was like, no, like I have to do something. And I did. And I surprised myself, and I think I surprised you a little bit, and and it was great. And
I've never had a battle like that before. My right hand. Like that's what I want. Like that's what I was like, why does this have to be my left hand? Like what the hell? Like my left hand doesn't know how to do anything. So I was so mad. Like they put the straps on and I was like, my training partner Ray was there and I was like, right. I've never put straps on this hand in practice. Like I have no idea what I'm doing. So like that's what I want. I just want a good battle. Like that's all I want. And I don't understand like why no one's stepping up. So
Right.
I'm not going left hand. Absolutely not. Sorry, not doing that.
Don't pull your left.
No.
I'll just say this, for $25, I will tell you how to beat Maddie right-handed. I don't know yet, but it'll be like that miracle water. Like
one day you're gonna like just catch but
I'll give you all this.
Forced to be reckoned with, Lucky. You were forced to be reckoned with.
Right. But no, that's why your girl going to 154. Like, peace out, guys. Peace out, open class.
That's what I mean, and I get it. Look, if you're going to be in that class, I completely understand. And if you're in that higher class, then you got to bite the bullet and you got to get to work. That's just what it is. I mean, and you've done it, Lucky. You know what I mean? So you're here doing it. You know what I mean? So other ladies should be, stepping up to the plate and do the same thing. It's definitely time. The money's out there. I think they should be a little bit more enticed, and let's see what they have. You know what I mean? It's hard for me to understand how wouldn't you want to pull? I don't know. Especially if I don't know. To me, it just sounds funny. I mean, to me, it just sounds funny to tell you the truth.
Yeah, I think that just comes back to, we talk a lot about the show of just, having the opportunities and taking them and, but Bill Collins out in California talks about how he had prizes, money, and free entries and still couldn't fill up his classes. Like, it's just, I think women's arm wrestling is still kind of a funny business. And, we're going to need some women that really want to take it seriously, step up to the plate, and bring their A games. This is a great opportunity for any woman that wants to take it. And so, whether or not you as long as you're showing up and doing your best and showcasing yourself in the best way, you can't lose. Sure, you might lose a super match, but you can't lose if you're willing to showcase yourself, promote yourself, and promote female arm wrestling as a whole. Like we will stand behind you. We'll support this super match between both of y'all. Like just because Maddie's on the show doesn't necessarily mean that, oh, we're all team Maddie. Like, no, we're team female arm wrestling. We want
Yeah,
to see this match happen because we want to see females on this platform.
right.
Steve awesome enough to make it happen so that Maddie could go out and go against another female. And that's what we want to see. It's not about lifting one female up over another. It's about just getting us the platform and being able to have us have something where we wouldn't necessarily have it otherwise.
Yeah,
So
I agree. 100%.
Because we're getting like Steve kind of said, like what I understand is like the camera's gonna be following us, asking us like what our careers are and all that. And like me being a first year teacher in grad school, this just shows like younger women that they can do it all. Like
mhm.
I know Rachel Fitzsimmons, I talk to all the time because she's still in school and we both arm wrestle and like we do it like well now I'm full time, but she's doing it like trying to get full time again. Like that just will motivate more people to want to do it. Especially with all these amazing guys matched, people are gonna be watching, then they're gonna be like, oh, women too. And like they're I don't know, I just think it's crazy not to take the opportunity. I don't care if they said Sarah Blackman, I would say yes, because just getting your name out there and getting on camera and getting on that big stage with all those lights, it's an experience.
I think this is going to be the first match actually on Mabel that's going to be a female that's going to be on there. So, this is going to be big. This is 30,000 people watching plus. This is just the followers that they have there on YouTube. So that's 30,000 plus thousands that I have over here. It's a lot of people. Just on the super match last night, there was 5,000 views. I don't know if you guys saw, but on the super match that happened the night before on not the 10th annual thing, but my super match, there was 5,000 views. So there's people watching. You know what I mean? And let me tell you something. I get calls all the time from a lot of different people asking a lot of different questions. You know what I mean? So there's always a way, you know what I mean, to be able to get the best pullers together. We just have to find a way, especially with ladies, because it's always so much harder with ladies. There's not so many pullers, you know what I mean? And like you said, there's other pullers that are weight classes being 50 pounds, 60 pounds, even 100-pound difference that are still pulling each other. Why? Because that's what they chose. That's in the class that they're in. That's what they got to do. And they're still competitive. If you don't think you're in that class or you need to get better and everything else, then don't go to wall. Don't go to, that doesn't mean anything because you're not pulling the best of the best if you're not pulling the person that's literally right in front of you that you should be going in. And it just to me doesn't make sense. You should just pull the best of the best at all times, especially if the money's in your face and if you think you could beat them. But I don't know. To me, it's just girls. If you're in that bigger heavyweight class, you just really need to step up to the plate. Especially that we had 3 lined up and they all said no because of the same reason. It's just to me doesn't make any. It makes no difference. It makes no sense to me. If you're pulling, you pull anybody. You know what I mean that you're going to be able to pull. If you're in that weight class, that's what you be. That's who you should be pulling. And anyway, so
Gotcha.
Steve, someone said in the comment that Peyton was told 3 days ago only about the match. And I just want to clarify, like you've been doing this for like
months.
months. So I just wanted to clear that up before that.
Peyton was told 3 days ago.
Yeah.
Specifically regarding
Yeah. And then Dan was like, that's a mega misinformation. So
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah. But either way, even if it doesn't have to do with Peyton, but even Peyton in general, I mean, she just came back. She has enough time to train and do whatever she needs to and still get back on the table. But whether she was told 3 days ago, 4 days ago, 5 days ago, it doesn't matter. That's not the reason why she said no. So I know
Yeah.
the reason why she said no.
I
So
think it'd be pretty cool too, because like my dad's in the sport, her dad's in the sport. So I think it'd be kind of cool that we both got into it pretty much because our dads.
yeah.
That'd be cool background.
But either way,
Yeah,
like
maybe.
I have somebody else in the back of my pocket just in case. We're gonna wait till the end of it to see if hopefully we have in Montana, Canada, some lady wants to try to get this money. And if they don't from that side, then I have someone from this side, which I'll pull from, I'll grab from here. I have no problem. I mean, I have I think it's hilarious how I can pull somebody within another day or two and they can't find somebody from over there within. You know what I mean? I think it's just doesn't make any sense to me. You know what I mean? Especially we're not talking about like a something that out of nowhere. We're talking about Montana or Canada. Canada should have a handful, you know what I mean, of lady pullers all over there. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I don't
Facts. You only got nothing else you do in Montana?
know.
Just kidding. I love Montana. Montana was my favorite vacation growing up, actually.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I went to Yellowstone. We stayed at a ski resort in Montana.
Oh nice.
Yeah, it was a very good vacation. I had a lot of fun. Crazy Uncle Jim, welcome in. Hello, sir. Um, it's ladies arm wrestling. It is ladies arm wrestling. Very true.
Mm,
That is our plight. And on the flip side, I'll just play devil's advocate for like 30 seconds. On the flip side, like as somebody who is in between weights right now, I get it. Like when you look at the guys' classes, you have 0 to 154 or 0 to 165, and then it's 20-pound increments until you get to the 220s, 242s, and here in Virginia, it's 273 plus. So you have from 154 to 173 to have those smaller increments of people you're pulling, and us ladies, we don't get that benefit yet. And I think again that just goes to show is like bring in your friends, bring in your siblings, bring in other women so that we can have these more multiple weight classes so you can cherry pick your weights. But right now, that's just not an option for us right now. When we want opportunities, we need to be willing and able to step up and 154, 176, 198 plus. Like that's what we're playing with right now. And for a lot of tournaments, it's just 154 and 155 plus. So until we start growing, the weight class thing I think is always going to be kind of an issue for a lot of women because I know, some women, 138, for instance, don't necessarily want to pull in a 176 tournament because they don't want to pull 40 pounds up. But, until we get bigger, ladies, until we start showing up, until we start really growing our side of the sport, and we're not going to grow if we're not taking opportunities that showcase us. That's
Yeah.
just my devil's advocate for a
I,
moment.
I was always told by Jim Bryan and Mike Mignonia that it's 70% technique, 30% strength. And I always tell my friends, like, if anyone in this bar right now, like not arm wrestling tournaments, just like a bar in New York, and I'm like, call anyone, any guy, how big they are, I will beat them once. After that one time, I'm done. And I've done it a couple times, and I've went through 20, 30 guys in one night because I beat them once because they don't know the technique. Like it's 70% technique, 30% strength, and I'm a firm believer of that. So
There you go.
I pulled a girl 130 pounds heavier than me before. So um, that's just me. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's for all women. And no matter what weight class you're in, I just think this is a huge opportunity. And for us to say no, and it just looks bad. I think it just looks bad in general. And I wouldn't want any women to be in this position where one really wants to arm wrestle and other ones are like, So that's the only thing. But yeah.
I'm getting messages from Sean Pickering.
Oh, fun. You can read those off air. So, everybody, we are super. We're hoping that Maddie is able to find a match for October 26th. Ladies, like I said, this is a great opportunity for you all. We're excited for this event. The event should be really fun. Men's super matches, the women's match, fingers crossed will happen. Steve out of New York Tri-State Arm Wrestling is doing big things, so we appreciate you really trying to showcase women's arm wrestling. We're so happy that you are back. You're doing a great job at school. You're doing a great job on the table. Obviously, coming back, winning nationals, coming back, taking first at VAL twice is definitely a sign that you are doing, and then this weekend pulling winning gold as well. So keep doing what you're doing, keep training hard. $500, ladies. They're putting their money where their mouth is. Show up and take it. And if not, show up and just represent yourself and represent female arm wrestling to the best it can be.
That's what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? If it's not even about the money, it's more on go out there and pull the best, that's out there so you can showcase whatever you got so you can move up to the next level. That's really what it's about. You know what I mean? That's.
Right. Definitely. All right. Well, you all have a great night. Thank you for joining us this evening. I'm going to bed because I got school in the morning.
Thank you so much for having us on. I appreciate you, Lucky. And I'm sorry for all the cursing. I don't notice it, so I apologize, everyone that's out there. Ladies, I love you, so I apologize. I'm so sorry for, but either way, like I said, thank you so much, Maddie and Lucky, for taking me on now. So I appreciate it.
Of
Thank
course.
you. Thank you, guys.
All right. Talk to y'all later.
Talk to you guys. Bye.